evening, ladies and Yellow Jackets. Welcome to this week's episode of FAE News here on FAE Productions. I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly, and tonight I am here with the rocking Jarl Gunther Hammerhands.
That's right, rock on.
And with Count Albin Morbid III.
Hi diddly ho, neighbors.
Whoa,
buddy.
You just swiped an intro from Ion the Leprechaun.
It's the green hair. It's contagious.
I think that Ion now has the right to swipe your outro. Like, oh. Also, Baroness still Sparkle Dorian Gale.
Hello.
And famous Dana the Boggin. Ness.
I have ramen.
Ooh. And Flora the Fairy. And hello, everybody out there in the audience. I see Cobble and Count Morbid. You don't count in the audience, but Erwina and Ingvi. Is that how we say that? Is it Ingvi, or is it like is the V like a Latin? So it's Ingwi, like Vite. I don't know, but they'll tell me here soon, shortly, I'm sure.
And
hello, Day. I see you out there. What?
Vesuvius or something like.
Like Invictus, right?
Invictus,
Not Invictus, yeah. Yes, because in Latin the V is pronounced like a.
Whoa!
That's the best free screen ever.
Yeah, she does.
By the way, Gunther, in a couple. Well, I sent some photos now, but in a couple weeks or right before Easter, we found vintage postcard art for apparently the Great Easter War of 1885 or something.
That's
because
amazing.
we've been finding these vintage postcard art of bunnies and chickens going to war.
The Easter War of 1812, is that what you said?
We should have Flora and Stormy host a thing while showing it, since they have chickens and bunnies.
Well, so that's amazing, and I really want you to send that to me.
Oh, look, yeah. Lolly, you're back.
I know. I'm sorry. I hope I don't suddenly find myself going through the R2D2 business that I went through this weekend. I want to get things out of the way here first, though, before we jump into the stuff. First, you guys, please like, subscribe, and in honor of Flora, cluck the bell.
Mother cluckers.
That's right. Cluck it good.
Go cluck yourselves.
Yes, and then also I want to give a shout out to our sponsors for tonight. First is Longship Luxury Goods, and they have accessories that you need for your Viking persona: belts, pouches, clothing, Viking long coats, which are very awesome, by the way, mugs and cups. They have fantasy and historically inspired clothing lines. Always free shipping with the magic word imagine, and you can of course find their information in the low bar on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you guys are watching from, and then it's there in the ticker. And so thank you so much for being a sponsor here on our show and one of our Patreon patrons. And then I think with that said, one other thing that I just want to give a little shout out to you guys. I think I have it pinned there on YouTube as a message, but our April special offer, you guys, for any new or upgraded pledges on our Patreon is a Galaxy Jar keychain that is made by Stormy, who is not here with us tonight, but will be here with us again next week. She has some other stuff going on tonight, and so couldn't make it. But yeah, are you cheering? Are you trying to eat them? What are you doing back there, Count Morbid? Anyway, if you guys subscribe to our Patreon, you will get an awesome Galaxy Jar as our special gift for this month. So now, hooray, we can do the show.
Galaxy Brain already comes free with membership.
Galaxy Brain?
Brain.
Is Galaxy Brain
to go in the jar.
Like Goblin Brain?
I believe Galaxy Brain is the term basically when big. Basically it's when you're The problem is, I just want to say when you're high AF.
Oh.
But,
you just did, so good job.
Yeah.
Because I
couldn't think of another
getting
definition for that.
Sorry.
What?
I wasn't getting it. I was really waiting for you to I didn't realize you were trying to not say a thing.
Really?
Well,
I thought you just didn't have the words for the thing.
no,
that you
I'm terrible at password. Or what's the other games? Where
Wordle.
Wordle?
well, no, when you're playing the game where you're trying to describe something but you can't use certain words to
Charades?
describe it.
Charades? Where you have to be silent and you have to act it out?
Oh no! But it's basically like I'm trying to think of an example or something,
Charades.
but it's like when they give you something like I don't know gate, but you can't use the most common words associated with gate to describe
you
it.
have to describe a gate without describing. What's cracking me up about this is that you're terrible at that. I'm terrible at that game where you have to like you have
Yes,
to like
where you have to
describe
think
the
of a
thing.
word, and I can't think of the word that the word is called, but I can't
The
think of
fact
it.
that
Yeah.
you can't think of a
Taboo
way
is
to
the name of the
describe the
home
game,
version.
which is about describing things in alternate ways,
I
is
don't think they
hilarious and
care
meta to
anymore.
me.
Your face is meta.
Does that mean that it's like reap or that it's like Inception? When I move, does my face go? Because that would be cool.
No.
It wouldn't be cool?
Oh, it would be cool, but it doesn't do that.
Oh. Dang it. Hey, Grimora, I see you out there. Oh, Taboo. Grimora says the name of the game is Taboo.
So
Thank
did
you.
Leon.
Oh, man.
And Password was the name of the TV show where they played that game.
I don't think I've ever heard of either of them, actually. So I guess there's that. I'm now roasting hot. I was not hot earlier.
Send it
now-
my way, please.
Oh, I guess there was also that one was it 10,000 Pyramid or something like that?
Oh, the
Dick
$10,000
Clark.
Pyramid. I've heard
I
of
remember
one.
that.
That's like from the 70s or something.
Yeah, they sell.
Some of us were alive then.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, the 70s was like a century ago. Okay, so tons of things actually are like on the board this April, May, and June. This 3-month period coming up here because Fairy Blossom is on the way and Beltane is on the way. And so speaking of Beltane, I got from our Beltane poster artist, I want to say on Monday, I don't know, a few days ago, whatever, the second work in progress for our Beltane poster. So a little sneak preview. I was going to send it out today on the Patreons, and then my whole day got discombobulated. And so that didn't happen. And when I sat down to schedule the show tonight, I said, oh, look, I have an unsent post that like I just left half done. So now I'm going to share it with you guys. And I'm pretty excited. This is the first year that we're having having a poster made for this. So boom, here it is. Can you guys see it? Yay! So I think if you guys saw it a couple weeks ago, it was just a line drawing, and we had some feedback, and so now this is what we're looking at here as our next incarnation. So hopefully we'll have this done here in the next couple weeks because Beltane is coming up. Our Beltane event is coming up on May 21st. We're going to the Spring Fairy Festival. And then after Spring Fairy Festival, that evening from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m., we are doing our FAE After Dark Beltane party. So I'm looking forward to doing that as our cool little thing. Yay, everybody act excited.
Woo!
Yay, I'm
Oh,
excited.
good job, guys. I know, I don't feel very good. My stomach feels terrible today, and so I feel like I'm very monotone. Yes, very exciting, morbid. But also I wanted to say, so Baroness Gale, you have the things, right?
I do.
We're gonna swap places because I'm gonna embiggen you. So this is one of the things that we rolled out this month, and I want to show you guys.
Yeah, show the big one.
Yes, because so as you guys know, like we have quests that we're always dropping and things for people to do. These are the new certificates of rank that we have for everybody to be able to track what their achievements are so that they can earn their knight status or their baron status. And so we finally rolled these out, and I've been slowly getting them out. I guess actually not that slowly. I've got almost all of them done in the last 48 hours, but out to people in the snail mail. But as you can see, like, so each level, this is one for obtaining the position, the rank of Count or Countess. And on it, you can see all the little red seals. Hold it closer, Clarice. Ah, there we are. So you can see when we do the quest drops, and we've got those completed, our noble pursuits and heroic games, and our saning and Patreon levels, and all kinds of stuff that's on here. And then you get the little seals to put in the place of the circles as you complete the various things. And then when it's done, you get to petition the fairy court. Yes, just like that. Do it again. Do it again, Count Morbid. Show us how that's done.
The little horns for him to get with his nose haven't come in the mail yet, so he had to just do the clapping business.
I'm very excited about it. I still have a few more to get out that I was going to get out today before my day became discombobulated. So I do have a few more to get out, but the vast majority of them are out. And yay, I'm glad you got yours, Vanessa. So I don't know. I'm really excited for it, because I know that this was one of our big projects this year, to actually have the system for everybody to personally be able to track their stations and advancement and all of the things that they're doing. That way, even though I keep track of it as well in a lovely little Excel place, everybody else can do so, and that's very exciting. Yay!
It's super great, because then if someone has a goal that they want to reach, they know exactly what they need to do, which is fantastic.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Count Morbid's only goal is to delegate everything to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Using
Yeah, I like this. Ooh, stuff. Yes. And things. Stuff and things.
Yeah, not just stuff. There's also things.
That's right. So speaking of the stuff and things, we had all of our quest drops here over the beginning of the week. This month we had one of the changes to our quest drops is that I have started dropping them starting over a series of days, starting with our highest level patrons, and then unlocking them each day as for the next level. That way everybody has a chance at different times to get in and go and claim it, because I realized that if I just dropped everything all at once, if you happen to be the person or the 3 people that happen to be at home at 2 p.m. always on a Tuesday or whatever, they will always be the people. So I kind of wanted to put it on more of a rolling system so everybody had a chance. But so all of our level 1 and 2 quests have been claimed, but I wanted to let you guys know that I do have a series of some level 3 and level 4 quests that I'm going to be dropping with actual physical items that will come, because we have a lot of volunteerism that is needed for our upcoming events. So because these are higher level quests, they're going to be a little bit different. They will involve you actually doing volunteer projects for Beltane or for Fairy Blossom for stuff that we need. And that's why they're higher level quests. But I am preparing those so that I can get those out soon, and so that you guys have time to go and claim them and work on them and whatever it is that you want to do. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited that all of this is growing and doing the thing, and I feel very happy about sitting at my desk for hours every day making out quests for people. It seems like a pretty ideal thing to do with my time.
That's why we're going to put a yellow crystal above your head so that everyone always knows to go to you.
I thought it was an exclamation point. If I get a head
Depends on the game.
With an exclamation. Oh, I want a crystal. If I have my choice, I want a yellow crystal, and I'll just walk around. Fairy Princess Lolly quest giver.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. The revelation that Fairy Princess Lolly likes to tell people what to do and have them do it.
You are also very knowledgeable about this subject.
Yeah. Also, can you drop it like it's hot?
Or
Can I drop what like it's hot?
Well, you kept talking about dropping quests.
Oh,
You know,
I mean,
so
I
like you
could. I thought I
drop-
always
yeah.
did. Oh man. Well, what's this? Uh-oh. I need someone to someday explain the quests and the ranks and the roles to me. I'm still very lost, but trying to figure it out. Well, ask a question, and I will try to answer it specifically. The ranks and the roles are basically our titles. So, Baroness Dorian and Famous Dana and Jarl Hammerhand, and oh yeah, Count Morbid too.
Wait, is famous a rank?
She's a baroness.
Is famous a title?
It is kind of like one of her titles. Tell the story, Gunther, of how Famous Dana got the name Famous Dana.
One of her other titles is the.
I mean, yeah.
That's mostly a middle name.
Famous Dana.
Edwin the Goblin, right?
I was gonna say, Famous Dana became Famous Dana because I was trying to make sure everybody know who she was, because she was actually famous. Just people around here didn't know that she was famous until I explained that she was famous. And
By
she's
saying,
famous for
haven't you
making
met
these.
Famous Dana? She's famous.
It's like, right, and she is known for making these famous for making these long bits of clothing that go on Gunther, and she's also famous for going through. And if she's in a room with you and there's a dirty sink or something, you might turn around and talk to somebody, and if you look back, it's clean and everything is put away.
Just magic.
And it's just because she's
bogging
Famous
magic.
Dana the Boggin. That's what she do.
And actually, I can confirm on the cleaning thing. I literally have never seen anybody that can make a kitchen go from like mess to clean. I think faster than
Well,
you.
we know you've never seen anyone like that, yeah. But also, if she ever goes unseelie, she becomes infamous Dana the Boggin.
Infamous Dana.
Yeah, that's when she flips to the unseelie court.
That's what she's known for, stealing chocolate.
And so Flora, you're working on getting a title, right? Yes, Flora.
Yes, because I'm the only one on here who doesn't have one.
That's not true. Ion doesn't have a title.
I mean, you could
Really?
pout.
Yeah.
I just thought he might be like Famous Dana over there.
Famous
He's got a
Dana's a freaking
He's
baroness,
got a
man.
right there.
The Famous Dana at least is a baroness.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
what
a
I
I'm
have
saying.
a the too.
Yeah,
Doesn't help.
that's a middle name though. It's not really a title per se.
Let's
That's
see.
why
Otherwise, it'd be in
sometimes-
quotes.
That's why
Plus, I want to
sometimes I just-
outrank.
Look, she's like, I'm
Everyone.
competitive. I want to
Except for-
outrank everybody.
You're
Except for the
you're
princess.
probably not going to outrank me, darling. I don't care what you say.
Is
Uh-oh. I think
is
he just dropped the gauntlet on you, Flora.
is bossy a title?
Challenge accepted.
She could be bossy. You know what? There's a bunch of level 1 quests I could claim just by carrying her keys around for her.
That's not true.
Bossy.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
What are you? 5? No, it isn't. It is not true.
It is true. I was there.
What was I going to say? So,
I don't know.
Hey, Kane, how are you? Hi. I think this is the first time I've actually seen you out there in the audience. Thanks for saying hello. Okay, so Grimora, I'm going to try to back up here to your question a little bit to see if I can answer it. So those are the ranks, what we were just talking about, and those have relevance largely when we do events, whether they be the online games or if we are so for example, at Beltane last year at High Tea, everybody was sat at our court according to, their rank, right? So you kind of start with the highest and go to the lowest and then the open seating or whatever. So it has various courtly relevance, I guess. And the quests are things they are tasks for people to do. Now maybe I can actually pull up the Instagram.
It's very prestige us.
Yes, they're tasks for people to do that both help us grow, spread a little magic. They kind of help us grow in a fun way, and spread the magic and do the things. Let me see if I can pull one up so I can show you what a quest looks like. But I dropped them on the Patreon at the beginning of the month. And all you have to do if you're on the Patreon is just go type claimed. If you have to be the first one to say claim, and then you'll get the quest. And then I physically mail out the quest to you, kind of like a mysterious package company. The thing comes to you with all of the pieces. You complete what the instructions tell you to do, and then when you're done, you get your final reward also in the mail. So I just was looking up our. Let me find. I guess we don't actually really talk about all this that much on the show, do we? I've never really.
Yeah, because it's not new fairy the show.
Let's see. Well, I talk about it a lot in the Discord, so
If you want to find out more, come to the Discords.
Yeah, that's true. You can definitely come to the Discord. Links all in the low bar if you are interested in doing that. Let's see. This is not the one that I want to share. This is the one that I want to share. Okay. So let's see. You guys are looking here. So the way that we know that people have done their quests is that they are required to post pictures of their completed quests and hashtag FAEPro, which is our hashtag. So I'm going to show you guys. So these are a bunch of the quests that you're looking at. This is what some of them look like mailed out. Many of them are flat. A few of them have boxes that they go in. But these are some of the ones I think. Flora, these were some of yours, right? Recently?
What gave it away?
The chickens. So this is what we call the Rebel Botany quest. It's a level 2 quest. And the object is to take these flowers, do what the instructions say with the flowers, but then you tie them onto the card. And on the back of the card is, I don't know if we could see the back of the cards in any of these.
I showed the back of one, but I don't remember which post.
Don't remember where it's at. Oh, there it is. And you can see, so on the back of the card is a little fairy quest that if anybody finds this and they read this and they follow the instructions here, then they go on their own little quest and hopefully.
This said flush.
No, it says flourish.
I have terrible handwriting.
Oh, look, I didn't give it a heart. Yay, now it's a heart. But you can kind of see. And so the quests are all different kinds of things. Like we have a bunch of different types of quests. One of them, let's see. I'm going to see if I could just find some pictures of some of the other ones. Here's the fortune cookie quest. And this is what Squire Lauer did a couple of weeks ago. You had to make all these little fairy fortune cookies. And we say hide them in plain sight. So these were hidden at a grocery store, just kind of places where people can find them, right? Not actually hidden, because that then defeats the purpose. So the point is to have people find them. Let's see. I know the fairy door. The fairy door quest was one of them. That was for our last event that we had. Let's
Put them in a time capsule that won't be opened for 30 years.
This is one of them. This is actually the Thumbelina's Thimble quest. It comes with these little boxes, and there's a whole thing that you assemble and put inside the box, along with notes for whoever finds it, etc., etc. So they're just all these little things that we do, and then you take them out and you put them in the real world. And we figure that if people follow the instructions and come and find us here on our channel or at any of our events, then those are obviously our people. Oh no! Shut up, YouTube! Quit talking in my ear. My YouTube was started back playing in my ear. But and then we figure if not, well then it probably made somebody's day to find a happy little gift that they could just keep. So out there and I don't know, getting away from the mundane things. So I hope that what in the heck? Yes.
I think I just saw a desert troll.
A desert troll.
He's a desert troll brushing his teeth.
Yes.
I think I actually see his little horns, kind of.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
You do.
That's amazing, and I love it. So, Yes.
There it is.
It's Lauer brushing his teeth.
Good job, Squire Lauer. We're very proud of you. So we actually have our vendor down in the wings, and today we have a double drawing. So for 2 books from last week's author, let me pull this up to get the Wheel of Win, which I think I made very pretty tonight. Pow. Oh, I forgot to uncheck the audio. It's going to be really loud. I hate that. Okay, so here's our Wheel of Win, and these are for the two books from Erica, who was last week's author. We shall create our wheel. Bam. Yes, look at that beautiful rainbow.
Yeah,
So
look at that.
I know, right? I love it. Okay, so winner number 1. Hey, Bjorn Flamebros. That's very cool. Congratulations. This is one of our newer patrons. So that's very cool that
Rainbows
they won.
are nature's silent killers.
Yes, well, he will get he will get his first choice between Opening Danger or Piercing Geordie, and so the second winner will get whichever one he did not choose. These are signed books from the author, and so our second winner for tonight, we will take his name off the wheel and do it again. Second winner is
Winner, chicken dinner.
Ann Wilson, congratulations on winning. Yay. So we have this is very exciting. Okay. You guys, round of applause. Come on, be enthusiastic.
Yay.
I feel like
I did
at least
the best
Ion
thing.
got it. At least Ion got it, right? He's like down there. Like it's a Wheel of Win, do a round of applause, right?
Right. I do what I do every time.
like the meme.
I had to sit out of an exercise in a college class because I couldn't clap in rhythm. So,
Are you serious?
yes, they actually made me sit out because I couldn't clap in rhythm for the thing we were doing. They were like, just sit over there and watch, Morbid.
Do you have no musical talent? I thought that you did for some reason.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
My bad.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's quite correct, but
Okay. So
I'm in the mood for love.
well, if
Yeah,
somebody
maybe it's
ever-
better this way.
Indeed.
I'm like, well, I guess if somebody wrote a musical or something that was supposed to be out of tune, right? What if can you imagine the chaos that a musical like that would be, right? Just imagine I'm going to write a musical and I'm going to make lyrics and then I'm just going to put some notes onto a page, right? They'll follow, say, a 4/4 time, format or whatever, right? They'll be, in the key of G or something like that. It'll be great, but I'm just not going to have any actual things to the notes. I'm just going to put whatever notes I want.
Oh,
And
look, a vendor.
then people can just sing those words.
What are you
however they
even
wanna sing
talking
those
about?
words.
Maybe
Like, imagine the chaos that would be.
Spoken
Maybe,
like somebody who hasn't sat through a elementary school musical.
I was going to say they've already invented that. It's for 5th graders.
I say I like screamo or big band music,
What it-
Janis Joplin, because
For-
there's no.
What are any of you
There's
talking
whatever.
about?
Oh, look,
Would it be easier or harder to hire professionals to sing that?
I think that people who actually can sing probably have a difficult time singing out of tune.
That's
I
true.
gotta go. This show has lost its integrity.
I think
This is what
now Morbid thinks it's funny that you thought the show had integrity to lose.
I try.
Okay, so yes, I will bring in tonight's vendor. Hello, I see you down there. I am now done with my Let's Talk About Weird Musicals kick. And hello, Meg.
Hello, Meg.
And we apologize both in advance and for everything that's already happened.
It's okay. It's been fun to watch.
You say that now. Just wait for what's about to happen.
What? Don't scare
No
off
way.
please, if you will, introduce yourself to everybody and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So my name is Megan. My like dream last name would be like Moonsdóttir, which is just basically just going off of like my heritage, because I'm Irish and Danish, and back in the day, Danish people, you used to just take your father's name, so you would be like,
his daughter.
yeah, you're Eric's daughter or you're Eric's son. You wouldn't be like just Peterson or, you know, Rasmus or something like that. So it would just be daughter of the moon. So I have a day job to pay the bills because, you know, that's how it goes. But I make little clay figurines, and in particular, this is a plague nurse, so like a plague doctor. I do little doctors as well. I just find that I like the idea of having nurses too, because I feel like doctors get all the credit and nurses do most of the hard work. So I figured they deserve a little extra special attention.
Aw,
That's
I like
amazing.
it is.
Thank
But
you.
Can we see the pink plague nurse again, because it was pink and I want to see that again, nice and close. I love it. I don't have a plague nurse.
Lolly,
Oh, you need
Have
a
you-
plague nurse.
have you bought things from her before?
I don't think so.
Okay, just curious. Okay.
I'm pretty new. I only started my
okay,
shop
okay.
in January, so I'd be more shocked.
Okay, got it.
What made you decide to start?
So I actually like met a bunch of like small business people on TikTok, believe it or not. I was very like resistant to TikTok. I was like, I'm so old, I can't do the TikTok thing. And then I was like, I'll just do it. And one of the people I ended up becoming friends with, she owns a business where she does clay figurines as well. And it was something I did back in college when I first started playing Dungeons and Dragons. I made like little dragon, like clay dragons to hold my dice while I played. And I just thought, hey, why don't I just do it again and see how it goes? And then the idea of like doing more of like the plague nurse, plague doctor, after like, you know, that whole mess that 2020 was.
Yes, I was going to say, why was the plague on your mind?
I don't know. Gee.
Can't imagine.
And then it just kind of like, you know, my friend was like, why don't you just do it? Her name is May, also a wonderful artist. But yeah, and then I kind of branched out to making like a little bit like witchier earrings, you know, and kind of just going from there. I'm a big cat person.
Yay!
So these are from my Valentine collection. So yeah, I just kind of right now it's more of like a hobby at this point, just because like I have to focus a lot at my day job, paying those darn bills. And but I'm hoping that by the end of the year I can start expanding. I can start going to shows on around my town. And then I'm hoping, because our Renaissance Fair in Arizona happens in February, and I just wasn't ready. So I was like, my goal is that next Renaissance Fair I can be a vendor there for our Arizona one.
Yes, I super want to go to the Arizona Ren Fair. I have not. That is one that I haven't been to, but I really want to go to.
It's so much fun. Just go in February though. Like if you're gonna wilt in the heat, just don't do March. We're already hot by March, so.
Well, I don't know. It can't be hotter than Vegas. So.
Yes, it can.
February
yes,
it is.
can.
It depends. It depends.
What city is it in? Is it in Phoenix or something, or near Phoenix?
So it's near Phoenix. So it's kind of like, because there's like, so the major cities are Phoenix and Tucson, right? So it's kind of like in between. It's
Okay.
near a smaller town called Florence. So it's like closer to that town. But it's like in between like that and Phoenix. So you haven't quite made it to Phoenix, but you haven't quite, you know, you're
So-
not quite in Tucson anymore.
But I
This is
assume
why
that
all
people-
the reenactors have their Australia War in February as well, is because
Yeah.
nobody wants to overheat. But it is still rainy in February.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, it gets super, super hot here. I don't know about Nevada, but just because I've never been, but I know that like we can get up to like 110. One time we got to 115 and I was melting and audibly baking in the sun.
I got to 117 when I used to live in Vegas.
Yeah, it can get pretty hot there. It was, well, when we were at the Pirate Fest just this last weekend, it was in the 90s, and then the Las Vegas Ren Fair for the several years that I have done it there has pretty consistently, because it's in October, has pretty consistently actually been in the 80s, which is
Oh, wow.
amazing. Like, it is the most perfect weather ever for, you know, it's dry, there's no humidity, it's the best. I love it. So, but I really want to try that, and at the Colorado Ren Fair, I want to do that one, is like go out there and do the one there too. I need to get some fairy guildies in those places so that I can go and help out with the fairy guild, fairy areas there. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Good luck.
Okay, show us more of your stuff. Enough about Ren Fairs. Yay. I want to see this
So
enormous plague doctor that I see behind you.
so this isn't, I didn't make these, but I thought I was going to get asked, like, where did your inspiration come from? And here's part one. So this is actually squashmallow. They're squishable, whatever, or a word that sounds like that. So they did these. They're kind of a smaller business, but they're getting bigger. So I thought,
It's so cute.
so cute. And he's got a little lantern. It used to glow in the dark, but it's been 2 years, so it doesn't do it anymore. And the best part is he's got his assistant, the plague nurse. And she's got, sorry, the camera angle. She's got her little pink glow in the dark, and she's got her little heart necklace. And
Hello, nurse.
exactly. Oh my God, the Animaniacs.
There's
Just
age
aged
in that.
myself there. But yeah, so she has like this little crowl and like veil, and that's like why my plague nurses do. You know, a lot of times like people think of like the little hat for nurses, but she has a veil. So that's why my nurses have little veils. So this was from is from my Easter collection, because they're actually all still available at my shop. Or Ostora. You know, I did it for both.
Closer. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying.
There we go.
All
It's
right.
like it's got little Easter eggs. Yay.
And the peep.
There you go.
So they're holding little peeps to help their patients feel better. So that's my blue one. I did a purple one because I was going with that whole like Ostara like Eastery thing. I'm gonna hold her upside down so you can see her little peep. So that's my purple one. She is the smallest of my little gaggle of nurses. I try to make them all different shapes and sizes because people come in all different shapes and sizes. So that's why there's no consistency with these ladies.
What materials do you use for your work?
I use polymer clay. So I use Sculpey mostly, but I am actually trying to branch away from them and use a brand called Cos Clay, mostly because you can buy Cos Clay in bulk, and you can't really do that with Sculpey. So it's a little bit more like money conscious. And then on top of it, Sculpey isn't very flexible. And so I get worried when these ladies go out into the world that they might break. So I'm kind of like trying to branch into like the more like flexible clay, so that way there's a little bit of give once they get to their forever home.
Nice. I like it. So, do you have other things to show us? I pulled up your Instagram so that maybe we could look at that. But if you have other things that are there with you to show us, we'd rather see that.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, I sold a lot of my stuff, so unfortunately I don't have like a lot to show you guys. And my work's been super busy, so I haven't been able to do a lot of creating, but I can show you guys a little prototype. He ended up not working out. He's a little black cat in a chocolate box.
Oh,
So it's supposed to be like a chocolate box.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Why did it not work? It looks
I
like
love him.
Thank you.
You can send
So-
him to me immediately.
Right now.
This very
So-
instant.
Yeah, that's my little prototype. So I'm planning on trying to do more of these. I'm kind of like a Wiccan neo-pagan, if that's like the best way to describe it. So I'm working on like doing like witch hats, and then like little kitties peeking out from underneath the little witch hat is like what I'm like aiming to do.
Your version of cat in chocolate box is much less, pardon the reference, morbid than what my brain imagined when you said cat in a chocolate box. I really just like imagined that you took a cat's head and face and like kind of made it like a chocolate truffle inside the box. Like that's what I imagined. I was like, okay, like cat chocolates. Okay, got it. No, yours was way cuter.
Thank you. So I do have like other like projects that I'm like finishing, so they just need like a little bit of a cleanup. Like this pair of earrings, I've started working more with like mica powder, so that way the images show more. And
What's a micro powder?
It's like
Pardon me?
powder, but smaller.
Shut up, Morbid.
so it's just like this iridescent powder. A lot of people will actually use it for like their resin projects, but I already have too many hobbies and I don't need
know the
any more.
feeling.
So I can show you guys if you want. I can show away the little giveaway Plague Nurse and her
what?
cool makeup.
Rotate slow, yeah. There we
Okay.
go. And hold it in front of your face. There we go.
She's got her little warhammer.
What? That's amazing.
Now
It's like
that's
a Thor plague nurse.
yep. So
Or
I
Mjolnir.
It's like for the glory of Valhalla.
yeah. So she's all iridescent. I based her. So when I got into college, I got into D&D as well. It was like a whole new world,
You
and
poor thing.
right. And I remember like my good friend, he had this like catchphrase, and he was a cleric of Pelor because this was 4th edition. So he would be like Pelora, and he like would like throw glitter around on the table, which was hilarious. And like he'd like pretend to be like rainbow. So that's kind of like what inspired this. So she's a cleric of Pelor because the plague is over. So what else is she gonna do? So she needed a new job. That's kind of like where the inspiration came from.
Okay, so this means it's magic word time. Can you show us the Plague Doctor, the giveaway once more? Okay,
Yes.
you guys, and tell us your suggestions for this week's magic word for this prize. That thing is so cool. How tall would you estimate that is? 3 inches, 4 inches?
More like 3. They're not super big. I mean, but here's like here's a remote for comparison.
Nice.
I couldn't find anything.
Remotes come in so many sizes.
I was basing off your human hands.
That's true. So like
Yeah.
here's a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not helpful.
Also,
They come in lots of sizes.
Here's a quarter
You never
pounder
really
with
sized that
fries, and you know,
I don't have a quarter. I used a quarter.
here's a keyboard. Here's a mouse.
Oh my gosh, so many suggestions for the magic word for tonight. This is amazing.
I
Okay.
can't see none of them for some reason. Let me
Why
see.
can't the magic word be palure?
Palora. Palora.
How
There
do
you
you
go.
spell Palora? Palora?
I think it was Palor. It was Palor, but he would just say Palora because he was just
We'll just add an
extra.
It's extra.
Okay, so here we go. These are some of the suggestions, and you get to make the final determination, Meg. But cat truffle, hammer, hello nurse, llama bean, resonate. That one's clever, Count Morbid. Let's see, glitter plague. Chimichanga. Did I miss something about chimichangas?
I'm wondering what I missed when I stepped out.
I must have missed chimichanga too.
No, I think that might be just cobble bean cobble.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Uh-oh, mouse. Get back to work in here.
I liked
Dr.
Palora.
Thor and chocolate cat. Sculpey. Well, we have 2 votes for chimichanga, I guess, but I don't understand the chimichanga reference. And then we just have you being told by Catherine that they love the black cat in the chocolate box.
Aww.
So those are all of our suggestions at this time. Do you have? Let's
But
see.
hold on, she could still choose Palora.
She can choose.
That's what I
Laura.
vote for.
That's what you vote for.
Yes.
Although
I Melora?
adore Truffle Cat, that is
Truffle.
so great. But I think just to keep with the theme, I would like a vote between like I don't know Palora with the A at the end, or Hello Nurse. That just like cracked me up.
Okay, so
Can we
Palora
take a
or
vote between those two, Palora and Hello Nurse? I don't know
Yes.
if that's allowed.
it is.
It's allowed.
It is
want.
allowed, you guys. So this is how it works. If you vote for Palora, press number 1, and if you vote for Hello Nurse, press number 2. Ion, please start the timer. You you guys have until the timer runs out.
I was
What?
in university when the Animaniacs came out. It was a lovely show. And I think I haven't seen any of the revival, but I think they did a revival on something.
I'm
The
very
revival is
impre-
quite good too.
Yeah, they did a new
Maybe.
season.
Remember that
They did a
long
new
ago, Count
season.
Morbid.
Hmm?
I'm very impressed you can remember so many years ago.
Well, no, the new season was recently.
No, Count Morbid, from your college days.
Yes, I remember. I don't remember much of college. I remember what cartoons came out during then.
I guess we know
Batman
what
the
you were
Animated
doing.
Series. Anything
That's a
related
good
to
one.
my major is gone.
Mark-
But like
Mark-
Animaniacs is there.
Mark Hamill being the Joker is just my favorite thing ever. I can't I can't.
Indeed.
I
You
know
know-
Mark Hamill has done some other stuff, but I know him as the Joker.
Yeah,
He
you know what's really funny?
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was-
he was
it
also
was-
in The Flash.
It
Yeah.
was really funny about Mark Hamill because he actually went up against Tim Curry for the voice of the Joker, and they gave it to him.
Which I love Tim Curry, but I'm just for that.
if
He
Tim
just
Curry-
made the Joker.
If Tim Curry had been the Joker would have been much sexier. Because
At the time, Tim Curry was also doing the voice of Captain Hook on the Peter Pan show.
Tim
Okay, so-
Curry in the movie Fern Gully, Tim Curry made pollution attractive.
Was he
Yes,
baddie?
Meg knows what I'm talking about.
No.
I know.
Was he
Yeah,
a bad
he
guy?
was Texas, and I just
Yeah.
remember being like, "Is this allowed?"
Yeah, he somehow made smog and pollution like hella sexy.
Yeah, he was. I know his name is Darkness because he's like supposed to be like the Prince of Darkness in Legend, that movie. But I
Shoot
just
magic
call
is
him
bad.
Satan Hades because that's just what he reminds me of. Is just like like if somebody just took Satan and Hades and just like mashed them up, you get like the darkness from Legend, and it's Tim Curry, and he like somehow makes Satan Hades sexy.
That was my
like,
first
oh.
like villain crush.
Well,
I don't understand, but I was accepting it.
The time ran out for the record.
Oh,
We
perfect.
set up 2 seconds before.
Just go with it, right? Okay, so we have 2 votes for 1 and 2 votes for 2, and that means that all you guys. All right, so y'all, what do you vote for? 1 or 2? Whoa, where'd our vendor go?
Look,
Our
no vendor.
Yeah, no, like she just disappeared. That was not me. That was I don't know. She's not even in the wings. I think she must have lost her connection.
She'll be back, or
Okay,
we'll inform
what do you
her
want,
after we're
Gunther?
back.
1 or 2?
You're on mute.
Me? What?
No, Gunther.
Oh,
I want tacos.
what do you
I
want?
don't want
Meredith?
tacos too.
Dory and Gail,
What
do
about
you want 1 or
chimichangas?
2?
I
Which
actually
one's
want to
Palora?
say I want Hello Nurse is what I want.
Hello, nurses 2.
Okay,
Okay.
then 1.
Okay, so
You're just being
hold
confident.
your fingers up so I can count
Every
them.
single time.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, and 2 for 2. Okay, that means 1 is the winner because that's 6 for 6 for 1 and 4 for 2 at the end of the day. Oh no!
That's exactly how I think of it every time, Ion. Yep. And it's you doing it with a rainbow in my head.
I want you to make a magic trick, Ion, where you make like an accordion rainbow come out of your hand. That would be amazing. You need to figure that out.
Got
I
it.
can't disappear the vendor. The vendor disappeared, like the vendor's connection. I saw them trying to come back briefly. Oh, they're trying to come back, trying to connect. There she is, and we're back.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was so weird. Like I was laughing and talking, and I went to like look at the comments, and then I just like I was gone.
So
I'm
we have an ultimate 6 votes for number 1,
Just like that.
and it looks like we had 1 late vote from Catherine. So that makes 5 votes for number 2. So number 1, is that right? Did I say that right? Did I count that right? Yes, this is the
Yeah.
not
It is
plethora.
pronounced 2,
Pl-
yes.
Shut up.
Palora.
Palora.
You have to say it
Palora
like
is
that.
the magic word. Palora.
Aren't we supposed to drink every time you say shut up, Count Morbid?
Oh man, we wouldn't make it through the first 5 minutes of the show. I
I
was
would have been
like,
sloshed
that's
already,
okay.
man. We don't want that. Gunther Slosh makes for very funny TV, and Fairy Princess Lolly doesn't like that.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know how this works, Werewolf HOA was a funny one last week, you guys. Okay, wait, Palora. I feel like it should be Palor and then hyphen UA Palora.
I was gonna
Like
say,
that.
I believe you should accept either
Leviosa.
Palora or
I like it.
Palora.
Instead of Leviosa. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Palora.
I was gonna suggest rainbows, but that was close enough, right?
Yeah. Just
Well, maybe I can find some kind of let's see, maybe I
Rainbow
can find
emote.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say that I could put in there for you. I have to find like a little rainbow icon someplace. I don't know
There
where
has
it
to
is.
be one.
That's what I'm trying to say. I found a parrot. Let's see. There's gotta be one. Like people use a rainbow. I've used a rainbow in the past. I just don't know where it's at. Like in
I
a
was gonna say, I'm sure it's there. It's just eluding you.
dang, stop eluding me. I wonder if it's in the weather section. There it is. Okay, here, I found it, so I'm gonna make a little thing for you guys.
Every time I hear that, I think of I think of what is it called? Night Vale. And now the weather.
Wait, I should do this.
And nobody knows what Night Vale is.
Yes, I do. It's
Oh,
your
wait.
fault.
Yeah,
Every time you hear what? There, see?
easy.
The particular radio broadcast. And now the weather.
And then it starts playing songs randomly. It's like that's the weather.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when I went do 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 do, which made
No,
me.
when you said the weather, I thought, and now the weather, and the Night Vale voice.
Well, because I was just thinking of the kazoo story from
I
flying the
remember
silver
the kazoo
dragon.
story from
Oh,
going
look, a
to
vendor.
Vegas, and they made you play the kazoo.
Actually, they tried to stop me.
When are we gonna have
Failed.
shirts that say, "Oh, look, a vendor"?
He's a rebel. I played the kazoo. Nevertheless, let's see. So let's see. Just a quick explanation for you guys in case you are unfamiliar with how it works. After the show, not during the show, not in the live comments, but in the comments on YouTube only, not on Facebook, not on Twitch. Go and put the word Palora into the comments after the show. Right? It's like I have to do the little thing now. And you will be entered. You will get one entry into this next week's drawing for the awesome little plague nurse. And then if you join our Patreon and or our YouTube, you can get one entry each for both of those for a maximum of 3 possible entries for every drawing that we do. It's not just this drawing. So yes, go put that word that you see there in the ticker whoop, after the show. And yeah, so there. That's that. Well, do you have anything you'd like to share with us before we let you go, Meg?
No, nothing in particular. I've pretty much showed you guys my stock. I'm always like slowly making more things. I do have these are gonna go up in my shop. I'm hoping Sunday at evening, and they're earrings, but they're like kind of like Lord of the Ring kind of inspired. One of my friends is getting married this weekend, and it's a very like Lord of the Ring themed wedding. And so that just kind of inspired me to like release a little bit of like jewelry, kind of like going more on like the Hobbit elven side. So that's pretty much it. I've got more other like spell jar earrings that I'm working on. I'm trying to like get a design down on them. So this is Essence of Pisces. And then as a joke, I may not get them out this year for Easter, but I put Essence of Peep. So
I was thinking it would be hilarious to see a plushie Peep or a sculpty Peep with a plague doctor mask on the actual Peep.
oh my gosh, that's great. I don't know. I might got me. I might think of that. I guess the other thing that I just like to show people, especially if like anyone's interested in like a business and they feel like their stuff is just not good enough. It's just that things happen. So this was my little goth Peep plague nurse.
Aww.
And I loved her, but unfortunately, she got a crack. So sometimes it happens with clay, like they crack. So she'll probably still go in my shop. She'll probably go on like the seconds sale. So like good enough to come home, but just not quite, what we wanted. So just kind of like to send like an encouraging message, because sometimes I get discouraged when my sculptures crack, and it's just like hard. I'm sure all of you guys with businesses know that like sometimes things just don't work out, but that's okay. So just anyone out there that's listening, like cracks happen and we just let it go. So making the best of it. I still want to put her out there because I know a lot of people like, make it Easter but goth. So I'm kind of liked that. So that's pretty much it. I have more ideas coming out now. I know with Beltane and Mother's Day and other things, like I'm gonna try to do like plague nurse, like mother themed, like kind of a thing, since I'm a mother myself. So like have like plague nurse and baby plague, like just baby kind plague. Of like little that. Do the same for Father's Day. So like have a plague doctor, and and even just like a plague doctor, like female. We like to, sometimes people assume that doctors are just guys, plague doctors are just guys, and plague nurses are just girls. So I kind of want to also like switch it up. So have like a female plague doctor with plague child. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with plague child. That might be the best.
A plaguey.
The plaguey, yeah.
The plaguelet.
The plaguey. A plaguelet. So yeah, I mean, if anyone has any questions, like I'm willing to answer them. But other than that, I mean, we've pretty much got it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show tonight. Love the Plague Doctors. You guys, if you get a chance, please go over to Meg's Instagram and or Etsy. Check out her work. Give her the likes and the follows and the support. And then I guess with all of that said, magic word, Palora.
Laura.
Bye, Meg.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night. Oh,
How
did
much
you just-
how much different would that movie be if it was Soylent Green is made of peeps?
How much do I not care?
Well, it ends in diabetes, so
That's not fun.
a bit different.
Peeps are nature's silent killer.
Wilfred Brimley has to be in it.
It ends
Yeah.
in diabetes as opposed to what? Brain damage? Because that's what that's what happens if you cannibalize human brains. Not
Yeah.
necessarily the rest of
Prions are a
humans,
big deal.
but,
Kuru.
Pry
I
on,
wonder
pry on.
Does that happen if you consume the brains of other animals? A long
Depends
time
on
ago,
the animal.
when I was in Peru, I was in an open air meat market in Cusco, I think is where it was. I can't remember if it was Lima or Cusco, but I was in this open air meat market and I was stunned to literally see cow brains just like
Oh, I
out
was
on the
expecting
slab.
Monkey
Like-
brains.
You
Sweetbreads.
just buy the cow brain and take that home and eat that. And
I found that as a rule, not eating brains of anything is the best way to go.
I sort of want to try a little bite though.
No,
like what
no,
what
no,
brain is
no.
that?
Lolly, remain brainless. I'm going brainless. No brain.
I
Don't eat
prefer
it. You know,
tongue.
Do not put that in your
Have you
mouth.
actually tried it? Have you actually tried a tongue?
Cow's tongue, yes.
Ooh, what was it like? I would try it, but
It's a
scary
really dense meat. Like
I bet.
when
Surely they
like,
have to slow cook it, right?
like a roast, honestly.
Like it's a thick
and then
muscle.
you slice it, it very much has the consistency of like bologna. It's very dense, like someone's pressed the meat together really hard.
It makes me think of.
I was hungry and now I am not.
You know,
that made me
I had
think of, like, a
people
Joseph
say,
and
"I am
Gross
not going to
roast."
try it. I don't want to eat something that's going to taste me back." And you don't do the taste buds. You peel that part off and eat the meat underneath it because it's really dense muscle.
I'm just saying she was hungry, but she's still cold.
Oh, I'm still freezing.
So there you go.
I'm eating horchata jelly beans out of the taco truck bag.
Ooh, the horchata was good.
I've already done that. All that's left is the stuff I can't eat.
The Morgan,
Okay,
the
so-
ones are good too. Just
Oh,
saying.
look, an article.
Cow heart. What is
Oh,
that?
yeah.
What's funny is that they're
You guys
very
are too
odd because
weird
you
for all
guys
of
didn't
us to
send
try on
much
the
in
show
this
again.
week. Just
I really-
saying.
What?
Just
He was
saying.
like, oh, look, an article. And I was like, not really. There's not really much this week because you barely said anything.
I didn't send any.
Do I need to bring some weird foods camping with me for everyone to try?
You need
Uber
to bring
arf.
weird food for all of us to try. Yes.
Oh, we need to figure out something that we can get and that we can all try on the show. I had fun doing the jelly beans. That was pretty fun. I don't know. What do you guys out there in the audience think? Any suggestions out there? Oh man, this could be like opening a can of worms, right?
Do not eat the salsa and taco.
Do not eat worms.
Well, what if nobody likes me?
me? You're so to eat worms. That's funny that we thought of the same thing.
I'm
It's sort of-
totally
it's sort
going
of-
to bring a Dutch oven and cook a tongue for fairy blossom.
Unforgivable.
Ew, weird.
Done for me, thanks. I'm driving.
You know, that was really weird. The way that you said that made me think of that line in the movie Snatch where he Turkish is making coffee and he offers some sugar to Bricktop and Bricktop says, "None for me, Turkish. I'm sweet enough." None for me. I'm driving. I don't know. Like the way you said that was just totally.
Don't you ever do that blow your accent again. I will put you on railroad tracks. Just saying.
That's how you get Mighty Mouses.
It
is
is.
Yeah, I
Thank
promise to
you.
say-
Or maybe even Danger Mouses. Danger Mouses might show up too.
Eh,
Okay,
I mean, you just
do
might
not
be
get to
roadkill.
moan at me with you ruining everything. So you just pipe
Everyone's
down,
life,
okay?
that was priceless.
Don't do this at home, people. Okay?
Are you
We're
saying
not
we're
professionals.
professionals?
Mighty Mouse cannot be everywhere.
And we are definitely not professionals.
So we
Except
don't
for
tie the
Flora.
ropes well, or
Flora
what?
is a professional Flora.
Oh, we did this one already.
No, I usually just wing it.
When you get it?
Mother clucker.
Yay, somebody got it.
I got it.
I think I'm going to go play Xbox. That seems like fun.
What's it
I
now?
think you have to start with the rest of the alphabet first.
Okay, so I've got a couple of things. So we're gonna start with one that's a geographical weird news here, a little competition. Pharaohs had the grossest ritual to keep the Nile running versus the bizarre history of the Maryhill Museum of Art. So if you want to hear about the gross Pharaoh ritual, press number 1. And if you want to hear about Maryhill Museum's bizarre history, press number 2. And Ion, please start the timer. Yes, very good, very good. That is a... Do we have no suggestions from you guys? Dang.
Suggestions for what?
For things that we can try to eat on the show.
Oh.
Why do you laugh like that, Dorian?
Lolly. This show is not called Strange Things You Can Eat.
No reason.
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
So knock it
Dorian
off.
does what they want.
It's
I
fate factor.
do what I want. No question.
Yeah.
Not Hell's Kitchen. Pipe down.
But it was so fun when we did that, and so I want to try
No, it wasn't.
So far.
It was fun for you to watch us make faces. That
I
was
agree
fun.
that it's an excellent idea. We just need a good topic,
Well, you're just being
a good
contrary
subject.
again.
Every single time, sir.
Yeah,
Why
see?
did the chicken cross the road?
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, sucker?
Because you didn't freaking cook it yet.
That's fair
Speaking of silly jokes,
That's why we named the chicken
joke that I
salmonella.
was. What?
Oh, gross.
That's why we named the chicken salmonella.
What's grosser than gross?
Oh no.
Well, it's worse than that.
No good joke. There are no good jokes that start with that. Just hard no.
Grossest.
Let's
Grosser
just
than
jump
gross
to
is
the
grossest.
ending.
Well, technically it'd be grosser than grossest, but if that's what
What's
you were going to
grosser
go
than
with
that
the
is how
grammar.
it's grosser than grossest.
I'm on the edge of my seat. What is it?
Oh, it's when you take the rump roast out of the oven and it farts in your face. Haha. You guys were talking about roasts earlier.
I like
Gotcha.
it.
Cooking cow tongues and roasts, and that's what I thought of.
Time's up.
Like a small child.
I'm
Well
just going
done.
to have to tell you what it is after it's done cooking and after you eat it.
So let's see. Is haggis a weird food? I've actually never had haggis, and I would try it, but I don't know if that's really.
I actually like haggis.
I don't think it's a weird food. Would you
Into
describe
the
haggis,
haggis.
as a weird food?
You know, they make
Well,
several. They make several different flavors of Spam. Like there's hickory smoked Spam. There is
Oh, the texture's
bacon-flavored
terrible, though.
Spam. There's
There's
teriyaki
turkey
Spam.
There's pepper Spam and bacon Spam. Pepper Spam is my favorite.
I believe they made a honey Spam once.
I just
And-
wish
and
the
of course-
texture was better.
Yeah, and I think they actually
Spam
did.
is
They actually did a Monty Python tie-in canned Spam. Like I think they did Spam a lot.
Nice.
Yes, we're knights of the round table. We dance whenever we're able. We do routines and go over scenes with work and bed table. We dine well here
What
in Camelot. We
horrifies
eat ham
me-
and jam and spam a lot.
What horrifies me is I know I've barely touched the surface of the different flavors of Spam. But anyway, time's
okay.
up.
Yes, time is up.
I'll start
and
the
we
second batch of Spam soon.
have... What is head cheese? I don't know. If I
Oh,
understand
wow.
It's a stinky variety.
Oh no.
that.
Does it have a heady aroma?
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe it's made like I want to say it used to be made in a pig skull, but or at least with
That's where I make my cheese.
yeah, it's not quite cheese. It's a bunch of like leftover parts of things gelled together.
So
Okay.
Gelled.
So
Gross.
Alterum is making a I have some wild boar brats in my fridge and duck hearts. If Flora,
Wild boar brats, I'm in.
do you want them to bring these to? Are we going to Alterum's restaurant after we do the Cockwalk of Winlock?
I don't know. I was going to ask.
Oh, well,
that's
we
a
should
really
do that.
good idea, actually.
That's an excellent idea. Because they're amazing.
Duck hearts.
And she
I don't need any duck
I
hearts,
will take
but
the
wild
boar.
boar brats.
I love
amazing.
boar.
I guess that's a yes. I guess you've got a yes. Okay, so we have 2 votes for 2, 1 vote for 1. Dang it! I wanted to hear about.
And I
wanted to hear
totally thought
about
that
this.
was duck heads, not hearts.
Duck heads, like they look weird because it's like the whole, or is that a goose? Like the neck? I don't know.
I think that's a
Anyway.
goose.
Let's see. Okay, so it's the bizarre history of the Maryhill Museum. I was sort of hoping for the weird Nile ritual, but whatever. Okay, here we go. So I think it might be because I'm pretty sure I already know about the Maryhill Museum history. Let's see. This is actually in Washington where we are. So how a motley crew what? Morbid?
Yes.
Were you going to say something?
Oh no,
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. How a motley crew spanning royalty and railroad execs built one of the Northwest's strangest cultural institutions. A dancer, a philanthropist, a railroad executive, and the Queen of Romania walk into a bar. The Queen ducked. Let's see. They come out with a Rodin collection and a political text that would sit well with most socialists. Situated on a bluff in the Columbia River Gorge about 2 hours east of Portland. East of Portland? What? No. Vancouver. It's in Washington. Portland is in Oregon. It's a whole nother state.
Portland is a well-known city. I used to tell people when I went to university in Texas, I told people I was from Portland because explaining to them that I was from Washington but not Seattle took too long.
I have to say Seattle because
Nobody knows what anything else is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
The
it's
Maryhill-
still the same river between them, so it's 6 of one, half dozen the other.
The Maryhill Museum of Art was preparing to celebrate its 80th birthday this spring. Steve Graff, its curator of art, had planned an exhibition on European textiles in a nod to the institution's Romanian roots. There were supposed to be screenings and panels and retrospectives, all honoring the remarkable persistence of perhaps the Northwest's strangest museum, a beaux arts mansion that sports not only early sketches, plasters, and bronze from Auguste Rodin, but a hefty collection of native art, copious Greek and Russian icons, 400 plus chess sets. That's a lot of chess sets, and fashion miniatures straight from the Louvre.
I remember a lot of creepy dolls, and maybe I'm thinking of the fashion miniatures, but for some reason I remember creepy dolls.
I don't think I've actually been in the museum. I've just been to the Stonehenge. Then, typically open March to November, the museum, like so much else, is closed until further notice. COVID-19, bloody, bloody, blah. Let's see. By the time it opened in 1940, 14 years had passed since the building's dedication, and its founders had been dead a decade. There is a dream built into this place, said Queen Marie of Romania during her dedication address on November. Queen Marie of Romania. So, what? on November 13th, 1926, the same day Annie Oakley died of pneumonia in Ohio. Well, okay. And there was. It just took a little while to surface. At the turn of the 20th century, Samuel Hill and Loie Fuller were on top of the world. Hill was a Midwestern railroad man who had just purchased 5,300 acres of land at a remote edge of Washington state to establish a Quaker community called Maryhill, named after his daughter. Fuller had fled America for France when where
His
she
daughter's
helped...
name was Hill?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, why not, right?
Yeah.
If people can name their child Meadow, right? Meadow Flower. Let's see, where Fuller had fled America for France, where she helped define an entire era of contemporary dance and ingratiated herself with artistic and intellectual gentry, from Alexander Dumas to Marie Curie. Wow. The pair first met...
Marie Curie had a glowing personality, by the way. That's for you,
a touch that warms your heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you guys are really bad. Let's see. Can you imagine, though, like Marie Curie, and she dies of radiation poisoning, and every single person that she shook hands with, since her doorknob to her office is still one of the most radioactive places on Earth? Imagine if you met her and shook her hand.
No.
The pair first met in Paris, where Fuller introduced Hill to Rodin and persuaded him to buy some early works. Over the years, Fuller and Hill stayed in touch. Hill's plans for a quiet agricultural community went up in literal flames sometime in the early 1910s, where a fire...
When they bought the Rodin, they really had to think about it.
Shit.
I really wish people would watch their language on this show. Like, we have to maintain a certain level of decorum here. You know, for
the show's
the
got
sponsors,
some integrity, right?
That was the one shit for the whole evening, folks. Knock it off.
Does somebody have a bleep button? Like, can we put her on a delay? Because
there's like a 20-second delay. We just don't have a thing to delay it with.
The biffy mouth on her. But I take it that was you were really thinking hard about that one, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, deep in thought. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Oh, so let's see. Like stayed in touch. Fire swept through the region. It burned his nascent town to the ground. Still, he started building a clean-lined, modern mansion in the ruins of Maryhill to house himself, his wife, and their daughter. Fuller nudged him to reimagine the space as an art museum filled with European work, and it was her connections that eventually kept the museum full. After the eloquent pleading of today, I have decided to dedicate my new chateau at Maryhill, Washington, to a museum for public good and for the betterment of French art in the far northwest of America, Hill wrote to Fuller in July 1917. Your hopes and ideals shall be fulfilled, my dear little artist woman. Fuller was gay and had taken a long-term lover in France, which casts hers and Hill's lengthy correspondence in a fairly platonic light. Hill and Fuller's pursuit dovetailed with a similar story on the opposite coast. In Boston, eccentric socialite Isabella Stewart Gardner had collected art from around the world to stow in her empty Fenway mansion, decrying America's lack of appreciation for the European masters.
By the way, everyone should have aspired to be described as an eccentric socialite at some point in their life.
I do all the time. I mean, but then again, you know, I didn't eccentric. I would like to be eccentric, a socialite, and a philanthropist. Those are, because I figure that if I can achieve being a philanthropist, it basically means that I make so much money that I can just start throwing it at all of the struggling artists and crafters and creators that need the help, right?
Ion, however, Ion is just centric.
Not egg centric.
No, just no. Flora is egg centric. Ion is just centric.
Where the integrity of the show left.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, here's some pictures of this was supposed to be a home, I guess. It looks very modern. Like way more modern than 1910.
Might be an expansion. Like I'm not. I think in one of the early pictures you had the main building and then you had an expansion building in front of it.
Huh. Well, let's see. This says, let's see. She opened the space in 1903 as a multi-level museum, stipulating in her will that no object be moved from its place when she passed. Decades later, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, whose whimsy remains in the form of company policies that, for example, admit patrons named Isabella for free.
That's amazing.
I want to do that. Became the site of the world's most expensive unresolved art heist. 13 pieces lifted without a single compelling suspect. Rembrandts and Vermeers cut ruthlessly out of their frames. There was a podcast about it. Wow, dang, that makes me sad. What's wrong with you people? Why do you do this to beautiful art? Nothing quite so sexy ever happened at Maryhill, and maybe that accounts for its comparative under-the-radar status, despite some thematic overlap. Perhaps also it's difficult to gather much cultural clout when you're situated on a secluded segment of the Oregon-Washington border with no restaurants or commerce for miles, aside from some highway food services across the Columbia at Biggs Junction, which is cool, by the way, in the midst of an abandoned, unincorporated community that never grew into the Quaker paradise it was designed to become. These problems were not lost on Sam Hill, who served as the president of the Washington Good Roads Association and was a major player in the inception of the Columbia River Highway. Unsuccessfully, he bid for that project to cut past Maryhill on the Washington side of the gorge, providing scenic views of the region he'd come to love and easy access for tourists to marvel at the fruits of his and Fulham's labor. You can't survey a road along the Columbia River, let alone build one, Washington Highway Commissioner James Allen told Hill, as his idea gathered steam after World War I. So he pursued Oregon's then governor, Oswald West, instead, eventually establishing the Columbia River Highway on the Oregon side of the gorge and settling for Washington State Route 14 as an automobile connection to Maryhill. As Fuller and Hill's plans grew more fevered, they drew up a manifesto for their still unfinished museum. The resulting 20-page document titled Idea, Desires, and Purpose of the Maryhill Museum of Fine Arts bears very little resemblance to Hill's outspoken Republican politics. It frames Maryhill as a direct union which could not be disturbed by the introduction of hidden influences for political or monetary gain, or to be broken off by international strife, a permanent union of peoples through art, education, and united effort for the betterment of each. It calls for the formation of an international delegation and for worldwide Maryhill-sponsored art competitions. It invokes the names of czars and painters from Serbian portraitist Paja Jovanovic to Spanish master Federico Beltran Masses. In total, it makes up the dream Queen Marie would later cite at her dedication address. Like many of Hill's dreams, it was fuzzy, zealous, and smelled lightly of mania.
Yay!
In 1918, he commissioned a replica of Stonehenge 3 miles east of his mansion museum, a World War I memorial that would serve as a reminder that humanity is still being sacrificed to the god of war. So, the original Stonehenge was not, in fact, used for human sacrifice. Oh, I was just trying to understand how anybody was thinking that Stonehenge...
Yeah, no, at the time, they had a much different theory of what Stonehenge was for.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Fuller and Queen Marie had begun a close friendship in France, and the dancer persuaded the monarch, Romania's last queen, to make her first visit to America and dedicate Maryhill. even though at the time it remained little more than a skeletal structure. As a testament to Fuller's effusive charm, Marie agreed and rode the train to Hill's mansion with $2 million worth of textiles and icons in tow. Privately, she expressed dismay. Dear old Sam really is a freak, and all he does, builds, or invents is freakish, she wrote in her diary on the trip.
He's a very freaky Sam, from his head down to his toenails.
I knew when I set out to consecrate that queer freak of a building that no one would understand why. I knew it was empty and in no wise ready to house objects for a museum. I think that's supposed to say ways ready.
I think that was just the phrase at the time.
Still, her November 3rd address was full of hope and bluster. Sam Hill is my friend. He is not only a dreamer, but he is a worker, she said to the assembled crowd of about 2,000, including reporters from the New York Times. So when Samuel Hill asked me to come, I came with love. 2 years after the Queen's address, Fuller died of pneumonia in Paris, just shy of her 66th birthday. The museum remained in Hill's hands, where it got tied up in financial troubles. He died 3 years later in 1931 after falling ill en route to lobby the Oregon legislature about preserving local highways. Mary Hill would have languished had Hill's friend, the 6-foot-tall San Francisco philanthropist Alma de Bretteville, Spreckles, Big Alma to her friends, not picked up the gauntlet. In 1921, she created a Mary Hill of her own in San Francisco's Palace of the Legion of Honor, a replica of the French pavilion that she filled with her personal art collection. 6 years after Hill's death, she joined Mary Hill's board of trustees, donated pieces from the Legion of Honor to fill out its permanent collection, and shepherded the institution through financial hurdles until it opened to the public in May 1940. Queen Marie missed it by 2 years, succumbing to cirrhosis of the liver in the summer of 1938. Dang, I'm so sad that she was so mean about it. He's freakish, and everything he does is freakish and freaky place and freaky building and.
I know people who would describe that as a compliment.
Yes, but obviously coming from her, she is not saying. I don't know. But even look at it. How is that even a freakish building? Actually, it's kind of a boring building if you ask me.
I think it was more. Because it's in the middle of nowhere now. Imagine what it was like then.
Yeah, that's true.
And it probably took about 4 times longer to get there. So
that's true. Let's see. This is a very long article. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's at the end. So Colleen Shafroth started working in the museum's education department some 40 years ago, seeking arts employment after studio study in Corvallis. She almost left the institution partway through her tenure, but today she's its executive director, a title that she has held since 2001. Since then, she's expanded Mary Hill's education programs and overseen a $10 million physical expansion. It's become my life, she admits, explaining that Mary Hill has thrust her into the international circles despite the fact that she's hardly helming the Met. She also notes the majority of the land surrounding the museum remains untouched. Idea, Desires, and Purpose ends with an addendum that sits alone on the final page. The museum is surrounded with 7,000 acres of cultivated land, which in part provides special facilities for those who, once there, would decide to remain. Thus, little by little, an intellectual colony of real workers could become founders of a future city. It's easy to read as a desperate final stab at Sam Hill's perfect Quaker colony. It's also easy to read as a hopeful grasp in a suffocating world that's lost sight of community. Maybe it's both. Maybe Mary Hill is too. Wow, that was a very lackluster ending.
I was going to say, it's not written as an action movie.
It should be. Oh, wait. What happened to you, Baroness? I didn't even see you get, I'm sorry.
I think somebody bit the apple.
Bit the what? Poison apple? Are you frozen? Is she frozen? Say something, Dorian.
Something.
No, I just wasn't there.
Whoa.
Now I'm here again.
Well, sort of. All those words came through, and yet your image didn't really move very much. So that was strange.
So what do you think the scent of mania is?
Well, first off, that's a perfume that they offer in the gift shop at Maryhill.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No, it's not really.
My tech is experiencing difficulty.
No, not difficulties. No.
But I mean, sorry, when the Scentomania thing was mentioned in the article, I did want to make a comment that it was a perfume in the gift shop, but like I never want to interrupt Lolly while she's speaking.
What?
What?
Lies. Shut your mouth of lies.
What?
The integrity of the show just
Okay,
left.
so mania probably has to smell in some way, shape, or form like bodily sweat.
Well, no, I think there's a specific scent of sweat, even from like when you're like there's
You have to show us that again.
well, in slow motion.
Thanks for the clarity.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, here we go, you guys. I found it.
The scent of mania or the next
I did. I found the scent of mania. By
the
Giorgio
way,
Armani.
Scentomania always sounds like WrestleMania to me.
Armani Mania, Giorgio Armani Mania, Eau de Toilette, spray cologne for men. It is only $394.99 at Walmart.
Never buy perfume from Walmart.
What in the heck? $400? That's insanity. I mean,
No, it's mania. I'm sorry, I have never seen anyone walk into something quite like that.
yep, that's me, full of surprises.
It's
You're
not.
But
full of
there's
surprises,
no-
which is why you're lovely, very Princess Lolly.
But there's no written description of what that smells like.
I can't
Hey.
believe that Walmart even sells anything that's that expensive. That's like
It smells like a Hulkamaniac.
Yeah. Gunther, what were the headlighting matches at Scentomania this year?
It was the Nacho Man who smelled like Randy Savage's
Yeah,
versus.
I heard there was somebody who smelled like a Slim Jim.
Yeah, that's what
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 are you
happens when you
talking
step
about?
into it.
The headlining matches at Scentomania.
What's Centum? Is this a joke?
Everybody drink.
I hate you guys. I hate you all.
Why would you even like what?
Sorry,
You boggle my mind to no end. Very
I
Princess Lolly.
legit said earlier that Scentomania sounded like WrestleMania to me.
Like when
Just
you
so you
went
know,
on about it, and
smells
I
like
thought, oh,
Stone
is this?
Cold. Smells like spilled beer from a bar. Just saying.
That's
Yeah.
not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Wow.
Kurt Angle
can't be friends
smells like slightly
anymore.
soured milk.
We're telling you.
Oh wow, Kurt
I am
Angle.
professionally done with you, very Princess Lolly.
What?
He's out. You broke
oh.
Gunther. You broke Gunther. He's just Gunther now. He's just Gunth.
Okay, I have two more articles. Okay, so this one is a supernatural creature one. So another supernatural lake monster, but this one isn't Nessie, is article number 1. Versus the stupidest ways to stop vampires, which is article number 2. So Ion.
I wish
Sorry,
I had
timer.
submitted either of these.
I'm just saying that immediately she starts going back and doing the one thing she can do is read. But she doesn't read anything else that crazy.
It's the people's Jarl.
That's right.
Yeah.
The reigning,
I can do more than just read.
undisputed reigning Jarl of
Carl.
I'm the reign. Carl.
For all you Gunther maniacs.
That's right.
If you
And
want
the
the non-Nessie lake
thousands
monster,
and thousands of Gunther
vampires.
Yes,
Or-
the best thumb wrestler of the world. Right
Yeah.
there.
I am undefeated in thumb wrestling. It's a true story. I was there.
Don't use your feet.
I didn't use my feet. I went after Flynn. The guy was as big as I was. I took him down.
Well, how were your thumb size comparable?
Yeah, it's Flynn. Have you seen?
They're heavyweights.
I haven't studied your thumbs extensively.
Yeah, he's all thumbs and middle fingers when you get him mad.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is the timer up now?
I don't know. Fairy Princess Lolly has already moved on and not paying attention to any one of us here.
I was really hoping.
Well, we were waiting for the timer.
Well, that's fair. However, only one person has voted. The rest of you guys who are out there need to vote. I see like 25 billion of you. Vote!
But what if they all just wanted the vampire one? Just
Ion,
like
no one
top
asked
of
you.
Then they don't have to vote.
That doesn't matter what you say, Ion!
Wow.
Okay, quit being silly now.
Oh.
Let's see. No, this is what I was looking for.
Okay, now it matters.
This is Gunther and Flynn.
Yeah. I got him by like a quarter of an inch. Just saying.
I think his hair is poofy.
His hair is poofy. That's fair.
His ears are bigger than yours.
I got horns. I mean, he doesn't. He just has a smirk and wonders about life. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 1 vote for 1 and 1 vote for 2. And we're voting on the lake monster that is not Nessie, which is number 1, the mysterious lake monster. And then the stupid ways to kill vampires, which is number 2.
There are still 20 people out there who have not voted out of it.
Hold up what the timer is done. Hold up what you guys want for articles. Dana, Ion, Gunther. So everybody wants the vampire one. Got it. Okay. Stupidest ways to stop vampires. What is this picture that
It had to happen.
By the way, one of my favorite tropes is where somebody stakes a vampire and then later they realize it was formica and not wood. No, they've done that in a movie.
Gotcha.
They've done that in movies a couple times where they're like, yeah.
Okay, the stupidest ways to stop vampires.
What in the world?
Takes everything you need to say out of the article.
I'm just saying, this opening picture is pretty great.
Why is Bigfoot on meth the picture?
I was going to say, why does Bigfoot and meth look like Rasputin?
Why does Florida Bigfoot look like this? Yeah, why is there a picture of Florida Bigfoot?
Why does Florida Bigfoot look like he's growing Cthulhu? He's like, I'll get you, Cthulhu monster. I've got my little hatchet right here.
Hey,
okay.
Let me tell you, brother.
You might think fending off vampires is easy. Just wear a crucifix on a chain around your neck. There's also garlic, steaks, etc. But those can be awkward to carry around. So crucifix sounds easiest. Never mind whether you personally believe in Jesus. Vampires exist, and vampires believe in Jesus. Nothing else matters.
That's the greatest answer right there. I can't even. No.
But that raises the question that throws all we know about vampires into question. What if your vampire doesn't believe in Jesus? What if you meet a Jewish vampire?
That's not kosher.
Then throw the Star of David at him. I don't know.
That sounds like a joke that you should groan at. And it was. In the Roman Polanski film, The Fearless Vampire Killers, later remade as the much better German musical Tanz der Vampire, it's also a serious point to consider, because the Jewish vampires known as estries are immune to holy symbols, even Old Testament ones. Clearly, the world has many types of vampires that each need their own special defenses. When estries, as with many vampires, decapitating or burning corpses was a smart move, but you could also keep them from rising by stuffing their mouths full of dirt. Exactly why this hurt the vampire, who does not need to breathe and yet could probably spit the earth out, is unclear. And yet stuffing a corpse's mouth is actually a good technique against several vampire types. Consider the Nuntonen, a vampire from Germany, a country otherwise mostly famous for the vampire musical. What's this? Tanz der Vampire, Carpe Noctem, Full die Nacht. Okay, we're going to watch a little bit of, what the? I don't even know. Look at that dude's mustache. Look at his hat. Oh, wait, that's a pillow behind him in his hat. Never mind. I thought that was like a... one thing. I'm sorry. This is how long is this? 8 minutes. I'm not watching 8 minutes of
It's
this.
Dance of the Vampires.
Oh, ooh, Dance of the Vampires. All right.
Because it's Thriller. Thriller time.
Wait, Thriller time. What?
Thriller Zombies. Duh.
I don't know what's happening right now, and I don't like it.
It's a vampire musical. I sort of want to see this now. Strange. I didn't even know this existed. There's a
Twilight,
fairy
the
opera out
early
there.
years.
Oh, whoa. Look at his cool I'm trying to whoa. Hello. Right
That's
there.
what that's what I looked like back when I was like 22.
No, that's not what
Happy Trail and all.
They've got bodily makeup on him to make his body. All of this is makeup. That's not shadowing. Watch when he moves. That's like face
Yeah, no, I
makeup.
looked like that in my 20s too.
Yeah, no, I didn't need shadowing for that or makeup.
No, look at it. Look, that is body makeup. He doesn't.
That is body makeup, and it makes me
It's
upset
cool.
because I looked like that when I was 22 without makeup.
You know, I wonder if those are his real teeth.
I gotta say, there's okay, hang on, I gotta do this.
I don't know. Now I want to see this thing. Okay, so anyway, back to the article because somehow I got on. Let's see, where was I? I'm looking for my thing.
Back to German vampires.
Yes, back to German vampires. Here we go. So to keep your body from rising as a Nuntaten, place a lemon in its mouth. Possibly this is because lemons smell so nice, while Nuntatens literally smell like shit. Your child may be destined to become a Nuntaten if it's born with a spoon in its mouth. Again, we're being literal. If your child is born this way, literally with a spoon in its mouth, don't bother asking where this wooden spoon came from. Instead, react properly. You must burn the spoon and feed the baby the ashes. Yes, of course. That makes so much sense. Nuntaten means 9 killer. A lot of
Which means no killer.
9. A lot of vampires are said to have a thing about numbers. With Chinese vampires, you can leave an unexpected bag of rice in their path, and they will compulsively count the grains, distracting them from coming after you. Slavic vampires share this weakness, and if they find a fishing net, they must stop and count all the holes. We know you're thinking, vampires who have to count? That explains Count Von Count from Sesame Street.
Or Count Morbid.
He does indeed count.
One finger.
And yet the Children's Television Workshop were not thinking of this aspect of vampires when they made the character, as far as we know. They were just playing off the title of Count, as in Count Dracula.
What?
Last up, let's quickly talk about the Kalikanzaros.
I'm sorry, can you say that again 3 times fast?
Kalikanzaros.
You can't say it one time fast.
Kalikanzaros. This is a kind of vampire demon who roams Greece and surrounding countries, and is strongest during the 12 days of Christmas, between December 25th and the Festival of Epiphany. If you give birth to a baby during this period, you risk it turning into a Kalikan, what? Malekalikimaki.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
To prevent this transformation, you must burn off its toenails? What? No, why? How does that even make sense? Honestly, that's just good advice for everyone. Toenails just cause a bunch of problems later on. Yeah. Oh my God. Seriously? Wow.
By the way, I'm surprised I've never heard of this in connection to Krampus. You know, you'd think a Christmas vampire is something we would have heard more about.
It is dark a lot around then.
Hey, Lolly.
Just...
Lolly.
Oh, what? Yes?
Check this out.
What am I checking out?
It's serious. It's scary. It's everything you don't like.
Oh God.
What? You just saw it a second ago, didn't you?
What am I supposed to be looking at?
I'll show you. Hang on.
I mean, everything I don't like is like slugs.
I'm already right here. Okay.
There it is.
What? Why is
German
this
vampire vampire wrestler who curses people.
No.
Danhausen.
No. Do
No?
not like.
I didn't.
Make
I
it go
just
away.
said you wouldn't like it. I just said you wouldn't like it.
Oops.
I wasn't
Sorry,
lying.
Morbid.
What did I
I'm
do?
so mad that you went to unshare it after I unshared it.
You put your morbid in, you put your morbid out, you put your morbid in, and you shake him all about.
This is for the song.
That seems a little hokey to me.
Yeah, I just like to poke him.
Defending.
That's what it's all about, folks.
Heavyweight champion of the world. Go for Hammerhands.
Hey, look, everybody! Look, everybody! A princess.
Well, it's 9:26, which brings us almost to the end of our show, and so
I want to go eat food. I'm out.
I sort of just want to see what the grossest ritual to keep the Nile running was, and
You
so
get to watch next week where they go into Nile and go, oh.
See, the problem with this is Gunther is in denial.
the world began according to one Egyptian myth because God decided one day to masturbate.
What? To what? Go. Oh.
The god was Atum, whose very name means finished.
It means?
Atum created himself, and then he masturbated to create his two children, Shu and Tefnut.
What was the second one's name?
Tefnut.
Okay.
And then masturbated some more to create everyone and everything else. Other forms of the myth say that he spat to set creation in order or sneezed. These were all ways of issuing forth offspring without having sex, since
So, hold
Atum
on.
had no one to have
Hold on.
sex with,
He either skeeted or sneezed.
I guess.
Okay. Just want to make sure I understood how screwed up the Egyptians were.
By the
And
way,
then-
I would like to mention that we were after 8:30 for our viewers, and that we may discuss some dirty, naughty things. I don't know.
I'm just reading the article. I am innocent.
Yes. I only read it for the articles too, Lolly. Yeah.
For the record, this is not one of mine. I am actually innocent in this one.
Yeah, no, I think this
I
was
know.
actually.
There's no talk in it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how Egyptian is this article?
Pretty Egyptian, actually.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yes. So masturbating appeared to make most sense out of all possible bodily functions. Semen keeps the life cycle going. It didn't
like
take
drummer.
humans very long to figure that out. During more modern times, say 4000 BC, no gods appeared to be wandering around keeping creation in motion. In Egypt, the pharaoh was now considered the god on earth, so it fell on him to keep things flowing, as it were, I suppose. He did this the same way Atum originally did.
Beat off
Every-
into the Nile.
Every year in the last month of summer, during the Min festival that celebrated the pharaoh's rule, the pharaoh would approach the Nile in a public ceremony. He'd take off his robe and masturbate, aiming so that he ejaculated into the river. Through this process, he ritually ensured that the Nile would continue to flow for the next year.
It was also good for the Nile's prostate.
Accompanying him was a large retinue of men who would masturbate into the river at the same time. It's unclear if their actions also contributed to the ecological balance, but it was important that they join in the ritual. Otherwise, the pharaoh might feel awkward performing all by himself while everyone watched.
I mean, they're just trying to be
This
very
was apparently.
pharaoh-like.
This sounds like the first fraternity initiation hazing.
It does, actually. You're not wrong.
Kind of does. Besides being mystically responsible for the flow of life, the Nile was the source of most Egyptian agriculture. It made sense that Egyptians cared a lot about maintaining it. In some ways, their tradition lives on, even today. When you get a group of environmentalists together, the conversation often gives way to a bit of a
Nice joke.
So, is
So, I
this
gotta
what
say a
happened?
thing.
No. Is this what happened to the captain of the Evergreen that got stuck in the Suez Canal? They forgot something.
I feel like
Something was jammed in for sure.
I
Yeah,
suddenly feel like
something
walking
needed
like
to be
an,
released.
I suddenly feel like walking like an Egyptian involves a lot of scratching your crotch and readjusting. Just saying.
So it's weird that I've mentioned college several times during this show because I was in a play.
Are you
So
about to
this
tell
was-
us a story from your experience involving the Nile?
Not the Nile, no. So in the play, which was Frank
Yeah.
Vedekin's Spring Awakening,
In the play,
students were in a
Cleopatra.
students were in a circle jerk. And
A
I was
real
one of
one?
these. No. No.
They were just pretending
Hey,
it's a play.
spoiler,
remember?
but when they
Well,
perform the play Hamlet, they don't actually stab each other.
But I mean, that's what they were emulating on stage was
Yes,
a
they were-
masturbatory circle.
Yes, they
Molly-
were emulating. Yes.
Hang on. Molly is
Again, no
currently the
joke.
leading
My joke was
cause-
not.
Molly is currently the leading cause of alcoholism amongst FAE news viewers. Just saying.
What?
I am the leading cause of alcoholism, is what he's saying.
Oh, okay. No,
Okay.
but yeah, so yes, we were emulating a circle jerk, and the director came up to me to tell me I was doing it wrong. No,
Reverse,
no. Her specific directions were less hips, less thrusting during the circle jerk.
I would look back at her like, you know what it looks like when I circle
Why
jerk
was
you,
this
lady.
something
No,
that
no,
high
no, no,
school
no,
kids
no.
were
It's all in the
about?
arms, huh?
I have 100% confidence that she did in fact know more about it than I did at that point. I was like, I will take that note. I played several characters during that play. The other one was Professor Tongue Lasher.
What was this play called?
Spring Awakening.
You should go.
It's-
We should go look it up to see what the
Okay,
heck.
okay.
Well, first off, there is a musical version of it now, but originally it was a play written around. Oh, I forget the year, but like turn of the. I want to say 1890-ish. You know, it was over 100 years old. And
So
my
then they
parents,
put it
by
to
the way,
music.
my parents
Okay.
surprised me by coming to the play. Yeah, no, and so afterwards, I'm
Hey,
asking
look,
my
a floor!
father. I'm asking my father. So what did you think of the play? And I'm expecting like the worst, but my father just goes, "Oh, it was a good play. It was German and over 100 years old."
And it tells me your grandfather,
That's
your
his
father
only
knew exactly
qualifiers.
what was going on.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that if this had been a play where it's like somebody wrote this 3 years ago, my dad would have been like, "This is moral degeneracy. Why are we sending you to college?" But he's like, "Oh, it's old and German. This is art."
Sprechen Sie Scheiße.
Your dad is an interesting person.
But yes. There is a musical version of it, but it's about 100-year-old German play originally.
At least
I
his
hope
father
Disney
didn't give
does
him
it.
notes on how to do it either.
Can you imagine the Disney version of it? The Disney version of it?
It
That's-
just doesn't.
Did you say Disney Virgin?
There's nothing virgin in Disney.
It had to have a good beat to it, right?
Oh. boy.
Oh,
I'm just.
Go away!
you make my hand clench. Okay.
Morbid, take us out before we ruin anything else tonight.
Actually, Very Princess Lolly had a very fair point earlier.
It's
I
Ion's
said-
turn.
What
I
was
said
it,
hi
Ion
diddly
needs to
ho
do it?
neighbor. I said hi diddly ho neighbor at the beginning of the show. And Very Princess Lolly had a very, very good point.
End the bloody show.
Well, we're not quite there yet. I do.
No,
I
we
wanna-
are there yet. We're 5 minutes past.
Okay, then we'll take you out of the show. Okay, so I just want to give a shout out to our second show sponsor today, which is Savvy Scavengers. And they are new to the realm of vending. So Savvy Scavengers specializes in upcycled, revamped lost treasures from unique floral headpieces to wood-whittled wands and traveling altars. There's always a bit of magic infused into every handmade good that they offer, and you can give their lost treasures a forever home today. Their information also in the low bar wherever you guys are watching from. Oh, I totally put up the wrong thing. I meant to put up Savvy Scavengers. Oh, so sorry, guys.
Savvy
Anyway, that's Savvy
Scavengers are
Scavengers. Sorry. I put up the wrong vendor. But yes, so please check them out. Their information is in the low bar. And then I also just wanted to remind you guys that we do have the cool giveaway going for this, our special Patreon offer for this month, which is the Galaxy Jar keychains made by Stormy Faye. And then I
They're
think
awesome. I've seen them.
yes, actually, I have one on a necklace. I also have one on a keychain. I have several of her Galaxy
You got
Jars.
one
And
for
we
Christmas.
got Ion
It
for
was
one for
amazing.
his birthday. I know you guys are all like, I can't see around the thing. There you go. Are you happy? All right, Ion.
Wait. Don't we have a hedge gathering tomorrow?
Yes, actually, we do.
No.
We do have a hedge gathering tomorrow in Discord. At 6 p.m., we are having our next volunteer meeting for the Fairy Light in bulk next year, 2023. And then after that, at 8 p.m., we will be having our first Thursday hedge game. So
as many of you can show up, because otherwise we'll get nothing done.
Yay!
Count Morbid is all about doing nothing.
Ion,
You're
unmute
on
yourself.
mute. He's so quiet.
You just messed his one line up.
Go away.
Ion still ruins
Hello,
it.
friends. This is Gunther Hammerhands. Thank you for checking out Fairy Princess Lolly's channel. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Use your troll hammer to ring that little bell icon to get notifications when she posts future videos. And if you'd like to support these magical creations, fly over to our Patreon and join the fairy family.